Are you really undecided as to which Grand Prix level to enter, either at the start of the season or whenever you're picking that up? Were you going to go for Junior? Are you going to go for Challenger, Contender or Champion? That is the big question so far, and hopefully we're going to be able to try and help you aid and make that trusty decision. So welcome to what in this video will be our first GP of the 2025 season. Obviously your first GP potentially whenever you pick it up. Now in this, we're going to look through some recommendations that I've got in terms of team scores that's in the game. And I'm also going to give you my best personal knowledge as well as to what is up and coming. So this week sees the Imola Grand Prix. So this is the first F1 Clash event of the season. I nearly went for the actual proper name then. I had to stutter and hold myself back. So this is what we've got. Now you've got Junior, you have got Challenger, you have got Contender, and you have got Champion. And you can see it's open to all those players within that weekly league. So Junior is available for Junior 1 and above, for example. You can see their rewards, you can see their sponsor tasks. That's what we've already explained in our What is a Grand Prix. But what should you really go for, and how are you best going to get prepared for this season ahead? Well, let's do a little visual that I've created for you, just to kindly run through it in the basic numbers, and I'm going to give you my recommendations as we go through, coming off a very difficult F1 Clash GP season in 2024. So really, you're probably going to want to take some good advice here as well. Okay then. Which Grand Prix level to enter? That is the big question, and there are our 4 GP events. Junior on the left, blue in Challenger, you've got the orangey reddy colour of Contender, and you've got Champion. But which one should we be targeting for in these coming GPs? So let's take first of all a look at the Junior GP. So what you got to remember, throughout all these GP events, the AI will always run max levels, max parts, and usually they're just a little bit more stronger than them max levels too. So it's always going to be a very difficult AI that you will come up against. Now, you can see there, you've got Series 1 to 3 assets used. You've also got Series 1 to 3 assets won. They are the only things you can do in Junior. You can only use parts level Series 3 or below, or you can only win from the GP Series 3 or below rewards. You can use level 7 Series 3 parts, for example, but it might not be the best because obviously, of course, it's not going to be big prizes. It's not going to be setting you up at all for a very good long haul. But Junior is a very good starting place. That is the one thing that you've got to think about. Junior is recommended for the newest players. It's the easiest in terms of difficulty out of them all, and you have to be Junior or plus higher in the weekly league. So Junior I'd recommend for a really good start, and I've got some tips at the end too to explain why as well. But basically with Junior, it's best to start out in this GP because really you're going to learn the ropes, you're going to not affect too much your grouping, and you're going to be pretty much grouped with everybody else randomly. So this week I would recommend, or if you're starting the game, going for that Junior GP to kickstart. Learn the ropes, get through to final round, get some rewards under your belt. That is pretty much the main thing you want to do. Now our next one is going to be that Challenger event, and that is basically where you can use parts and drivers up to Series 1 to Series 6, and you can win from the Grand Prix event using Challenger up to Series 6 rewards, but you can also get Series 1. Obviously, it's an increased difficulty compared to Junior. Your AI, again, are going to be running max levels, parts and drivers, but for around the Series 6 levels, Series potentially even 7 for Challenger. So it's always a big car, big drivers that you're up against. Now, we do have a recommended team score for this one from the game. So the recommended team score to be competitive is above 650 for Challenger. So if you are in or above that, then you will be okay in Challenger, but you still might want to go to Junior. You might want to still just slowly move and learn the ropes, but 650 less, definitely Junior. If you are 650 plus, you can look at Challenger as long as you are in the Challenger or above weekly league. Challenger's a very good GP, and honestly this season I would take your time going from Junior to Challenger to Contender to Champions. That would be a very good progression, and remember, a lot long of the season left, pretty much like 50 weeks. Now, the next one we're going to go through is Contender. Now, Contender is our second strongest GP event, and you can use Series 1 to 9 parts and drivers, and obviously any legendaries that are up to that Series 9 Contender availability. You've also got the Assets 1, they are Series 1 to 9, so again, you could still get a Series 1 part out of winning a group GP, but you do have the 1 to 9 if you need. Now, Contender, the recommended team score is 900 or 950 or above. So if you're from 650 to 950, you probably want to be going Challenger or Junior. If you are in or wanting to go Contender, you're definitely going to need above that 950 team score to be competitive. You can see there, Contender Weekly League is obviously required. And just a note, at the end of the season challenges, Contender P1 usually gives the second best score to do with your GP events. So that is one you might want to look at. But again, AI are going to be running Series 9 levels for their parts and drivers, and probably a little bit stronger. So Contender is going to be difficult, but it could be, if you've grinded hard, worth the shot. And then finally we come to where you want to get to by the end of the season at some point. We have the Champion GP. This is where the best of the best is made to try and get your Champion's P1 medal and hopefully finish on a massive end of season score as well. Now, in Champion you can use any part or driver from Series 1 to Series 12, and you can win any part and driver from Series 1 to Series 12 if you get through to the final round. The recommended team score, however, is a massive increase. It's 1,350 or above on the recommended team score. You can enter at a lower level in the future, but you may struggle against the AI. You could get a decent group, but this is virtually against the AI. Champion plus Weekly League is what you require for the Champions event. So if you want to get to that at the end of the season, you've got to get to Series probably 12. It all depends on the grouping, but that is one thing that we're about to cover. But Champions is the hardest of hard GPs. You get amazing rewards in terms of volume, but you can still get a Series 1 part. You've got to be strategic. So, a little bit of hints and tips. There's about 51 GPs in a season. You do not need to go straight to Champion, Contender, Challenger. You can take your time. You don't have to enter a GP. You can start at the lowest. You can spend 10 GPs in Junior, 10 in Challenger, 10 in Contender, and go like that. It is completely up to you. You go at your own pace. But remember, the higher you start with, the more of your average, basically, performance is going to be. If you build up a good performance in GP early on, you're going to be hit with that for the whole year, and it's going to get pretty tough. My recommendation, start low or even not at all, and gradually build your way up to GPs. Now, don't rush. That's obviously what we've said. It is a year-long game. You've got plenty of time to go for that P1 champion. Target GPs where you've got good asset levels. So if you didn't see, one of the things I showed you was you get a boosted driver or a boosted part. You might want to go and target one where you've actually got a level 7 driver, and it's the best one you've got because you keep always getting that driver. You might want to start target that one when that GP event comes up. So be careful. Don't enter the strongest GP, for example, if you don't have Duan. Like, do you know what I mean? You've got to balance it out. Target the ones that you want to go for as well. So we'll bring that back to the end. And you've got to have fun. You've got to enjoy it. It's going to be tough, but it is the best way to get some prizes as well. And of course, watch me. We're going to have strategy guides. We're going to have opening round, final rounds, all for you to watch. We're going to help you with all your strategies. Every Tuesday, we tend to have qualifying guides, which will be tomorrow, Wednesday this time. And then on a Friday, we usually drop your weekend strategy guide for both rounds as well. So we have got you absolutely covered if we need to as well. But that is what you've got coming up. Hopefully that's going to help you. My recommendation is to start in Junior, work your way up, grab some boosts if you can get through to the final round. Good coins available still in Junior for anyone down in the lower series, and slowly work your way up. Go and have a look at this screen. Have a look at the rewards. Yes, it's great getting 200 epics, but it's going to be the hardest of hardest. You've got to weigh it up and see which one you want to go for. Target your tracks. You might be good at a track, you might not be, but definitely take a look, have a review, take this all in, but my recommendation for what GP to enter is to start low, gradually increase, and then go for that big GP when you have stronger levels of car and driver.